Hello guys, please watch the video and listen to Bishop Matthew Kukah's story that will stir deep emotions. Remember to like, share this video and leave your comments in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.
What can political parties be going to do internally to structure in regards to their leadership, the leadership structures within political parties?
Well, political parties are very fundamental, to how politics operates. All of us are, as Plato said, we are all political animals. So all of us are involved in politics at different levels. In the same way that all of us can kick football, there's a difference between you and the person who is playing for Arsenal or Manchester United. They are professional footballers and they're earning tons of money. They've decided that's what they want to do for a living. Now, those who have decided they want to make politics a career, it's a noble vocation. But the tragedy with the Nigerian situation, which really started with the military interventions, was that we lost confidence and we lost trust in politics and political processes. Otherwise, as you can see, almost every presidential elections we've had in Nigeria, we've had them under different political platforms. In part because people lose and they don't have the discipline to stay the course. They simply jump ship. So for politics to stabilize, political parties are the foundation. And if there isn't discipline within the political parties, you cannot have followers. And the problem is that because the politicians have turned political parties into mere contraptions and vehicles for ascending to power, vehicles that once they ascend to power, they literally kick away. This has resonated negatively in ordinary Nigerians who think that, look, there's nothing for them to feel very strongly and very convinced about. So the ball goes back to the net of the political class, that they have to create nobility around politics. They have to establish discipline, culture, because finally, in every political process, there's what you call political culture. And political culture speaks to the ethical choices that members of parties have to imbibe, a certain level of discipline that members of political parties have to imbibe. So for me, those are the issues. And what we're trying to discuss here is to help the political class in Nigeria to understand that there's a way things can be done differently.
Okay, let's take a look at all the registered political parties in politics, the main players. There always seems to be factions within these political parties. And correct me if I'm wrong, since 1999 that we went back to democracy, there is no one particular party chairman, maybe except for one, that has completed his tenure. What should be the address here?
Well, this speaks to the logic of the disruption and the disruptive nature of Nigerian politics, which often starts at the top, because whom the president wants and whom the president doesn't want determine who is going to be chairman of a party. And secondly, you have people who are carpetbaggers. They just throw in their hat into the ring. And some people decide that maybe a ruling party or a bigger party decides it wants to fish in your pond. And it does so by either directly or indirectly sponsoring people in order to disrupt the processes. So it's the business of politics and political parties to defend their territory. Because politics in Nigeria is not about conviction. And I think we will probably get to a point, I don't know when, where politics can become believable. But there has to be a culture that people can go back to. There have to be individuals with outstanding discipline and quality of life that make politics believable. So the disruption you see within is largely because politics is like in Nigeria, like people who have just appeared before a carcass. Everybody is come with their knife to slice whatever they can slice. So people who belong to a party can take money from another party in order to disrupt the processes in their system. This is why, like I keep saying, the quality of men and women who are in this process remains quite questionable in terms of the kind of choices and recruitment processes and the decision as to who is going to be party chairman. What kind of qualities do you need in a person who is going to be chairman of your party? Because he is really the poster child of the party. But you are not going to choose somebody just on grounds of their capacity to manipulate a system and get outcomes. You're not going to choose people who will probably just surround themselves with other thugs and bandits around them to enforce outcomes. As I said, you can see that, like I said, 95 million Nigerians register out of enthusiasm to vote. But by the time of voting, people have become so disenchanted that only 20 million Nigerians turn out. It could be worse next time. So, as I said, 99% of all this depends on how people behave themselves. But finally, if you use the football metaphor, supporters clubs members of supporters clubs in football now have a voice, because as you can tell, very often their decisions about a particular player will force the coach to act in a particular kind of way. So we must not see ourselves as spectators. We shouldn't see ourselves as, many good people say tonight, we're not interested in politics. You must be interested, because if you're not interested in politics, politics is very much interested in you, and it's beyond elections. All right?